Kingsley, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing fine. Yeah, thanks.
Good, good. We are going to discuss COP26 and legal aid payments and the changes that have been made. So I wonder, could you just outline, please, what the legal aid changes have been made to cover COP26? Thanks.
Yeah. There's been a series of enhanced fees have been agreed by the Scottish Government to deal with the COP26 cases, and also some cases that might appear at the COP26 weekend courts, where they're normal business as usual cases. I think the fees are to reflect the fact that these could be more complicated cases, and that solicitors will probably need to spend more time with the clients, different type of client, different type of offences that can be pursued during the COP26 period. So what we have is, we have a series of enhanced summary criminal trial fees for the COP26 cases and cases identified as being in relation to the conference. We have enhanced ABOR fees for the same type of cases where a guilty plea is tendered. For the first time, there's an introduction of an on-call fee for duty solicitors doing the COP26 duty cases. There are enhanced court duty fees. And then we have a series of enhanced police station advice fees for both duty solicitors and non-duty solicitors who are giving advice or attendances at police stations, and some additional fees for the non-COP26 cases which appear at the COP26 weekend courts, of which there are 6 planned throughout the country.
I muted myself there. So what are the fees, Kingsley?
Right. Okay. Well, just to kind of briefly run down the new fees for the summary criminal trial fees. All COP26 related criminal cases that required to proceed to trial will be paid at twice the trial rates of a fee of £1,157.22. Now that's actually twice the normal summary core fixed fee, which at the enhanced remote court fee level. So twice, more than twice the normal fixed fee in the non-remote court areas. Thereafter, if the case proceeds to trial after the first 30 minutes, the further add-on fees are doubled. So you have £216.30 for the first day after 30 minutes, £432.60 for the second day, and then for the third and subsequent days of trial, £865.20 for each day, and then deferred sentences at £108.16. So it's twice, the summary fee is twice the remote court enhanced fee, with the add-on fees at twice the usual level. For criminal ABOR fees, these will be paid at the higher rate of £578.61, which again is the normal remote enhanced fee, if you like. And thereafter, for the third and subsequent deferred sentence hearings, the fee is twice the normal rate at £108.16. So the standard block fee covers the first 2 deferred sentences as usual, but the third and any other deferred sentence hearings are paid at twice the normal level. So for duty solicitors, and the duty solicitor on-call fee for a duty solicitor who is accepted and has volunteered to be on the special duty plans that we're setting up for the conference, there will be a daily payment rate of £350. And then the court duty fees for guilty pleas, the duty solicitor would be paid the same enhanced ABOR rate as the nominated solicitor to get parity there of £578.61. So that replaces the current £75.71 fee. But as I said, it gives parity with the nominated solicitor for the ABOR rate. Fees of not guilty for the duty solicitor, each case will be paid at £68.14. That's the current rate for the first client, but then the second and subsequent clients who plead not guilty will also receive, the payment will also be the £68.14. So there's no £9.74 fee for the second and subsequent not guilty pleas, it's all paid at the higher £68 14 pence rate. Moving on to the police station fees, all solicitors, so that's duty and nominated solicitors who attend an interview for a COP26 related case, the higher, if you like, 4-hour or 2 to 4 hour on social rate will be paid for all cases, irrespective of the time involved and the day of the week or the weekend. So that's a fee of £287.68 for up to 4 hours, and thereafter £71.93 per hour or part of hour thereafter. The normal social and anti-social travel rates can be paid over and above that as well. So for any police station consultations by telephone or in person, the higher rate of £124.38 will be paid. That replaces the current telephone or consultation fee, and that is the rate of the current 0 to 2 hour interview rate. So that fee, the £124.38, will be paid for all consultations, either by telephone or by attendance, and that's per case. So if a client does need a couple of telephone calls within that case, it's not per telephone call, it's per the individual case and the individual client. And then finally, we have special arrangements with the Scottish Government and recently agreed to kind of pay enhanced fees for both duty solicitors and non-duty solicitors for dealing with cases at the weekend custody courts in Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Hamilton, Paisley and Falkirk, which will also deal with non-COP26 cases. So people who are arrested and due to appear in court at the next lawful day will appear at these, on business as usual cases, will appear in these COP26 custody court cases. So for duty solicitors, again, it's the duty, the guilty plea rate of £578.61. But each, the third of the subsequent hearings thereafter will be at the normal rates of £54.08. So it's the enhanced fee for the day of the weekend court. And for each plea of not guilty by the duty solicitor, again, it will be paid for each case at the £68.14. For nominated solicitors appearing for their own clients at these weekend courts, the enhanced ABOR fee of £578.61 will apply for the day of the day of the court. And for each not guilty plea, this is the first time that a fee is being introduced for a not guilty plea being tendered by a nominated solicitor. That will equate to the duty solicitor case fee of £68.14. So these are the rates for the cases being dealt with on the day. Cases which then move on to summary criminal or deferred sentences under ABOR will be paid at the normal rates and not the COP26 rates. But it does mean that for the first time, named solicitors will have additional payments for appearing at weekend courts.
Okay, thank you for that, Kingsley. Can you tell me how can these fees be claimed?
Yeah, we're working on a number of ways in which the fees can be claimed. I mean, there's quite a comprehensive list of changes being introduced here, which will be the mechanism for doing it is by a Scottish Government determination, which will be effectively issued to the board to tell us to pay these enhanced rates for the COP26 cases and for the COP26 weekend cases. So there are no changes, no formal changes to the fee regulations because of the elongated process that we have to go through to get these in place. So this is the quick and easy way of allowing us to pay these enhanced rates. So the mechanics of it all, it will be a combination of using the existing payment systems and with some differences and some different elements which we're working on and we will issue prior to the conference starting. So there are no major changes to the payment systems, but there are some technical and there are some additional facilities that solicitors will need to use to claim the higher fees. So for example, for the summary criminal and the ABOR enhanced fees, you'll apply for legal aid in the normal ways and get legal aid granted or approved in the normal way. There'll be some slight changes, but most of the changes will come at the account stage where you're submitting your account, and we'll tell you what fields to use in the existing system so that you can identify the case as a COP26 case, which will put it down a different queue in our systems to make sure that the enhanced fees are paid. Both the police and the Crown Office are separately identifying COP26 cases as climate summit cases. So there will be lists available to SLAB in order that we can double check the cases to make sure that the enhanced rate does apply for these cases. For the court duty payments, we're introducing a special electronic form for these cases. It's kind of similar to the old paper form that duty solicitors used to use. So again, because the fees are so different for court duty solicitors, and to ensure that we catch all these. For the police stations, again, it will broadly use the existing payment system, which we know is quite popular and is well used by the profession and quite easy to use. So we're using the existing system for that, but there will be certain fields within that system which we'll ask solicitors to use to identify as a COP26 case so that we can pay the higher fees on that. And similarly, and lastly, for the non-COP26 cases which appear at the COP weekend courts, it's broadly using the current online system. So you'll apply for legal aid, whether it's ABOR or summary criminal, in the normal ways. And when you come to submit your accounts, again, you will use the existing systems, but there will be some supplementary fields and some supplementary areas that will ask you to identify these cases, and we will do a double check on. So it's quite a complicated system which we're introducing, but we're trying to make it as simple as possible for solicitors, based on, where possible, the existing application and payment systems, with some slight adjustments and using existing fields within these systems, so that we can make sure we catch all the COP26 cases to make sure that solicitors get the higher rates. There's a couple of issues maybe just worth highlighting as well, both in terms, I mentioned earlier, in terms of the travel for police station cases at the existing rates. We're also aware, because we have had some inquiries about this, we are aware that particularly cases which might previously have been cited to appear in the High Court in Glasgow during the COP26 period are being moved to other parts of the country. No summary criminal and no sheriff and jury trials are taking place during the conference period, but High Court cases are continuing. So for cases which were originally set down for Glasgow, for the High Court in Glasgow, where they've been moved to another part of the country, obviously that will involve additional travel. So solicitors can just claim that at the usual rate. They don't need any particular prior authority or sanction from us for unusual travel or anything like that. So we've had some inquiries about that before. And the other thing to just kind of confirm, because we were asked to confirm this as well, that the current change to the duty solicitor half fee for summary criminal cases, which plead out before going to trial, though that half fee was removed by regulations last July during the height of the pandemic, and that provision will still be in place for the conference. That provision is linked to the Scottish Government's emergency coronavirus legislation, again, which will still be in place during the conference. So that duty half fee is still removed for all cases, but also during the COP26 conference too.
Okay, that's great, Kingsley. Thank you for that. I think we're recording on 22nd of October, so there's been an update to the profession circulated today, and I believe there are at least one further update to come next week. Yes,
we've published the full list of the enhanced fees that the Scottish Government approved, and we're working on, and we will publish before the conference, how you in full detail, including screenshots, so that how you know how to apply for the fees using the existing systems, which we hope will be useful for the profession. Okay, well, that's great. Well, thanks. We will obviously, as we usually do, include links to the relevant information that will be contained on your website, and that should make it easier for the viewers to be able to access that. Well, thank you very much for that run through of what's
planned around COP26. I know there has been a number of aspects that have been taking up time this week, so I thank you for your time in relation to detailing it all for us. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.